Good evening. Welcome to the Eshkalar moment. Yeah, it was pretty good, wasn't it? Anyway, I'm Eshkalar, the world's greatest wizard, and I'm here to talk to you tonight about the next set of patterns of wizardry. I've probably already gone over this before, but it's hard to tell because, I've done a lot of drugs over the years. Anyway, so so the basic pattern of wizardry, and here's how the system goes. See, when you're somewhere between the ages of 10 and 15 or 16, or if you're especially magically challenged, maybe 40 or 50, but at any rate, you'll start dreaming these patterns in your sleep. When you're dreaming there, and sometimes you're floating over them, and sometimes you're rushing by them, and sometimes they're rushing by you, and sometimes you're not rushing at all. You're Ukrainian or you're Polish or something. But at any rate, once you have been able to see these patterns in your dreams, you're going to have to look at one or another of the quadrants of each of these patterns. And from that, you will pick a style of spell to either create or to emulate if you see someone else do it, or you can read about it on a scroll of magic. Whoa. I got a few of those, but I'm not giving them up. So, wait. It requires a little more attention to detail. So, anyway, the first pattern you'll notice when you're, like I said, when you're very young, is what you call your thotek knot. And the thotek knot very much looks like a knot in your dreams. And you sometimes go along its different parts and you like go in and out and around. Sometimes you're floating out there and you see the whole thing. And it looks like it's writhing like a nest of worms. And then sometimes, depends on how your brain interprets the data. So that's the thotek knot. And the thotek knot is very good for minor magics, because the amount of containment of magical energy, what we call Kells, I've gone on about that before, is rather minor for the thotek knot derived spells. Now, the next pattern up, which you'll start seeing a year or two, or maybe 4 or 5 years, sometimes a decade, after you start seeing the thotek knot, is the Nektar web. Nektar web. Is that a cool word, web? Yeah, a webinar. Yeah, the possibilities are endless. A web toilet. I can make a joke, but I'm not gonna, because they don't pay me to be funny. I just do that because I love it. So anyway, with an Akdar, you can get a more powerful magical containment, so you can create more powerful effects. The Thotek knot allows you to create what we call the cantrips, and the very lowest spells that you might, if you were a gamer, you would think of them as analogous to level 1 spells. Now, the Nectar Web allows you to move up to second and third level spells, so to speak, you see, and with a more powerful magical containment, the ability to contain more magical energy in the form of Kells, to concentrate them to higher densities, and create the ability to do more work in the real world with your spells. Now, that's, I said, second and third level spells. Above that, there's the Pakcheyah Wheel, and the Pakcheyah Wheel kind of looks like a pizza cookie. It really, except it's like made out of brass and polished gold. And in my dreams, I like fly over that. It's like, it's like the Death Star, except it's not shooting at me, which is nice. I prefer the not shooting at me environment. Even though I've been in the other one, I've had a couple of girlfriends chasing me down the street with their pistols, going, "I'm standing my ground. I'm standing my ground." I don't think they're standing their ground. But anyway, let's see, where was it? Oh, yeah, on the Pakcheyah Wheel. Now, the Pakcheyah Wheel allows you to do a more serious magical containment. You start getting your more powerful spells here now. This is the Thotek is cantrips in first, and the Nektar is seconds and thirds. And now we're working with the Pakcheyah Wheel with fourths and fifths. Ooh, and these are the big spells for most wizards. You may get old, but in the process of getting old, you'll get to use some more powerful spells as you go along. And I do say you may get old, because most wizards come to a bad end. But we leave, a pretty, in the... Okay, so... Anyway. Well, with a Pakcheyah Wheel derived spell, you may create your major elemental magics, including summoning of elementals. Now, this is not really a good idea. There are a lot of wizards that have done it, and like I says, if you live to be old, because most wizards that do that stuff, they don't live to be old. And I don't think it's really worth it, because you want to be old, and you want to be old and rich and powerful and able to do anything you want. And people say, like, "Oh, you're still pretty. You still got it." And you're like, "I know I don't." Come here, baby. So anyway, I think Jim Croce wrote a song about it. Talking some trash to the secretary, saying, "Hey, baby, come on over here." So anyway, that is the basis of the magical pattern system. As you age, you will start dreaming of the more advanced patterns, that is, if you are capable of accessing them. Not everyone is. Now, the greatest wizards can use stuff up above that level, up above the Pakcheyah Wheel, the what we call the Shalimar infusions, because Shalimar is it's a broad term for a number of different magical approaches that are not part of the three basic patterns. And then we take parts of those patterns and we infuse them into these created Shalimar patterns that are usually wizard's signature pattern is a Shalimar, as if he gets up to the place where he can work that sort of magic. Now at the Shalimar, you can go all the way up to meteor swarm. That's a lot of fun. Somebody says you light a cigarette and you give him a meteor swarm. Life of the party, life of the party. Yeah, it pays to do that outside because I did that inside once. Now, I'm going to talk more about the basis of magic and how you work it and how you access it and why it is you're dreaming the wizardly patterns at various ages and all kinds of magical stuff. I just wanted you to get the next lesson in Magicology by Eshkalar, world's greatest Canadian wizard. Thank me. I'm welcome.